Hello, everybody. Welcome. Whoppers. You caught me eating one. So I'm sorry. I have caused some confusion. And Prepping by Faith always tries to do a good job of keeping me straight. And so has Hurdie. And I've invited Hurdie here today. But we started out, we were going to do the last Saturday of the month was going to be our During Your Channel, which we're doing now. But there was just so much stuff going on that last week of the month. We had Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday lives, and then we had a Friday live, and it was just way too much. So we changed it to the first and third Saturdays of the month. And then, of course, after we agreed to do the third Saturday, Prepping by Faith contacted me and said, "Hey, Lee, you forgot about the live on the third Saturday." And I said, "Oh, yeah, I did." She says, "Well, I was the only person there." So we'll see whether or not we're going to do third Saturdays or not, but definitely we're going to do this first Saturday. Hurdie Burke has been my video YouTube guy. I don't know, Hurdie, when did we do those first videos at my old house in the front yard for Central Texas HR Consultants and for what was the name of that company? The Survival Store. That's what it was, the Survival Store. So I think we did those, about 11 years ago? Those are still on my other channel. But anyhow, Hurdie is a YouTube consultant, and he's trying to teach me how to edit and stuff like that. And so he's going to be coming back down here. He used to live here in the Austin area, and now he's moved up to the Dallas area. He deserted the Austin area, and he only comes down every once in a while. But so Hurdie, if you want to join me, let me give you the link, and then you can tell people about what you do and how you help them to grow their channel. And here's the link if you want to join me, Hurdie. Hi, LG, welcome. So it looks like right now the only thank you, Prepping by Faith. So let me check this one. I want to check out this one. Let's see if we can't see how many subscribers they have, and let's do a favor, and then okay, here's Hurdie. There he is. So Hurdie and I were both on the board of directors at the same time for a not-for-profit called Heroes Night Out.
Reach you out on the other area. Huh? You hear me okay?
Yeah, I can see you. And we used to collect money and buy tickets so that wounded soldiers down at Burke Army Medical Center and their spouses who are living in very austere conditions while they're recovering from their wounds from Iraq and Afghanistan, that we would basically give them tickets so they could go out on a date and go to dinner or go to a movie or just get away from the hospital setting and try to get back into the married life instead of the rigors of the hospital community. So Hurdie's been a longtime friend, and Hurdie, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you're going to help people grow their channel.
Well, you can hear me fine, right? Can you hear me okay?
No.
Okay. Hang on. How about now? Any better?
No. Actually, it got a little bit worse.
Better?
Your dashes are good.
Yeah, but can you hear me talk? That's what I want to
know. There you go. That was it right there.
All right. So here's what happened. My mom got put in the emergency room in Round Rock last night, and I'm down at my brother's house right now. I've been at the hospital all day. So I'm not in my normal studio. You can probably look behind me and see this is not my studio. So I'm ad-libbing like everybody else does. So why don't you ask me some questions, Lee? That might be the best thing. And then that way I just won't quit ad-libbing. I will tell folks that I've been working with small, medium businesses for, since the beginning days of YouTube, getting their business on YouTube, getting their brand built, getting their lead generation, and helping folks like you. So if you don't know, my tagline is, if you don't know Hurdie, you don't know YouTube. Okay, so why don't you ask me some questions that maybe that I can answer, that might be the best way to do this.
So we have a very eclectic group here tonight,
Sure.
Hurdie. You know, we've got and we've got anywhere from 49 subscribers up to 2.3 thousand. And what are some of the things that you would recommend somebody who wants to get more than 49 subscribers? What are some of the immediate actions that person can do right now to start getting more people to subscribe to them and follow them?
All right. So YouTube has introduced YouTube Shorts a year ago. It's on your mobile device. It's on the YouTube app. YouTube is now putting those shorts on a playlist on your channel. The people that I've been training to use it are doubling and tripling their traffic like immediately, because YouTube has just dumped $100 million into YouTube Shorts. There's plenty of good videos on YouTube how to use it, but if you want to impact your channel immediately, go do some 15 to 16 second little YouTube Shorts. You've got all the built-in editing on the phone. There's plenty of tutorials that make it easy. You can add music. You can add clips from other videos. And here's the cool part. You could take 15 seconds of any video on YouTube where somebody allows it and incorporate it in your YouTube Short. I have a whole class on this. If somebody's interested in signing up for it, I'll send you a link, and those people can sign up if they like. Okay. But
Okay.
YouTube Shorts, immediate impact. And optimizing your channel and optimizing that darn channel.
Okay, tell us how to optimize it.
All right. First of all, making sure channel's verified, making sure your titles are search friendly, meaning sometimes we think in terms of our own selves when we put titles on videos. Titles on videos are a critical key to long tail search, voice search, short searches by type, by voice, but the titles need to be what the video's about, but they need to be searchable. So when you create a video and you have a title, why don't you go search that title on YouTube before you post that video and see how that title's trending in the search on YouTube. Secondly, in your description box, always put your website first. It'll automatically link, and then put a description about what the video is about behind it. Give people a reason and an easy way to click through to find you, and immediately give them something to go after, and always have a call to action. At the end, give them something. Phone me, email me. It starts with a phone call. Visit my website. Give them something to do.
Let's talk about the algorithm real quick. So, you know, there are people who say you have to have so many likes, you have to have so many comments on your transactions to a video before it hits the algorithm, and then it shows up as a primary search when people search for it. So it hits higher up in the results. Tell us how that works.
Well, the beauty of YouTube is that they discovered a long time ago that the most relevant key to getting a video noticed is not the views, but the watch time. Because it was easy for big corporations to put a video out and have all their employees click on it, right? And actually be checked as a view, but the content wasn't relevant in Google's eyes because their algorithm picked up that hardly anybody watched it. Whereas the little computer guy across the street had a little video about how to fix your motherboard, you know, and did tremendously good in search. And search is fickle. So understand Google search on Google's main search engine is different from a YouTube search and how the algorithms work. The idea is to produce content that finds your users. Forget about SEO. Forget about trying to beat the Google system. You'll never be able to defeat it. The rules are titles, optimization, and content that users like you're doing. You're in a very trending market right now. People are wanting to know how to store food. They're wanting to know what they need to do to prepare for long-term not being able to buy certain things. So you're in a good environment for what you're doing right now.
Well, the unfortunate thing, and you and I had this discussion last time you were here, is that right now the trend is people are looking for doom and gloom stuff. They want to know the bad news about China, about Taiwan, about we've had a series of earthquakes in the New Madrid fault line this morning,
right,
and throughout the day, and so people are more interested in gloom and doom stuff than they are what we want to offer, which is the solution. So how can we? Oh gosh. How can we use that knowledge to present something a little bit more powerful and a little bit more positive than going after the gloom sayers?
Yeah, so the difficult thing is making sure you understand who that end user is, right? You want the people you're going to attract to your channel are thinking in terms of what you're thinking. So if you're thinking about adding inspiration to a video in a sense, then make sure that it's something like you do. Like you like to read a famous poem, like you read the Kipler poem the other day, right? Online from 1860, whatever that was, and that was not your words, but that was a really cool story you led into. So give people something to think about once you've captured them on the channel. And there's nothing wrong with being inspirational today, right? But the reality of the world is there's we need to prepare for stuff, right? We can't sit back and just act like things aren't happening. So you've got to appeal to that audience too. So find a balance, and balance is hard sometimes, really difficult. But I tell people all the time, go search YouTube for what you're trying to accomplish and see what's trending and see how it's going, and
Uh-huh.
then try to emulate it. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Well, look at all these fantastic guests. So we've got Uncle Al, Die Bullfrog 79, Lori's Thrifty Kitchen Pantry, Prepping by Faith, of course, Susan's Ramblings. Susan, welcome. And I think I saw LG in here. And poor Prepping by Faith, she's my only moderator on, I believe, right now. And she is doing a bang-up job of getting everybody's URLs out there so that we can subscribe to each other. I think that's the whole thing. We've kind of got a little community growing now, and it's growing. It's expanding. Uncle Al's group, and then Prepping by Faith's group, and then Susan's Ramblings, and LG's, and Big's Family Prep. So we got all these little enclaves, but then now we're beginning to see that we're forming into a larger society where people are mutually supporting each other, and that's just fantastic. And there's one of my favorites right there from Georgia, Prepper Dog. Of course, I bet you don't know what the dog stands for, Hurdie.
No.
Oh, Georgia Bulldog.
Oh, okay. Well, War Eagle.
Welcome, Prepper Dog. And Prepper Dog has just gotten over the cough, and so we're hoping that he remains well and healthy and gets back to. Now he does something that he does a hook that keeps you all the way to the end. He's gotten into the habit of every time he does a video, he has a scripture verse at the very end of his broadcast. If nothing else, you're going to watch the entire broadcast just so you can capture the fantastic scripture that he has. Now, Hurdie and I also have a lot of theology that we discuss. So, for example, the last time he was here, we were talking about what was it? Premillennial eschatology.
Well, I think what we were discussing was, and I don't know what kind of audience you have, so I'm going to be careful here, but I think what we were discussing was the fact of when Christ said he was going to come back, and the one thing people leave off the list, because there's always earthquakes, there's always famines, there's always wars, right? But the one thing that it says is before he comes back, before he returns, is everybody will hear about the gospel.
Oh, Matthew 16:28, isn't that?
So am I right about that, or am I wrong?
I think that's Matthew 16:28. Let me check. But yeah, that and people I keep seeing all these channels where they talk about that, and they keep saying wars and rumors of wars, and that's all they do. They don't read the rest of it, and it's just something else. Let me see, 16 here. Well, if any of you, so my guest tonight, who was asking that? Somebody said, who is with Charlotte Prepper? This is Hurdie Burke, and he is a YouTube consultant. So he helps people grow their channels. And let me see. No, it's not 1628. I'll have to look it up. We'll get back to that.
Well, it's at the end of the list of the rumors of wars, earthquakes, the things that happen every day. But the big key to it is that in the end, he says that everybody will have heard of Jesus or the gospel before he comes again.
Absolutely.
Now, nobody knows the day and time. And if anybody ever says they know it, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
So let me open him up to
Questions?
all of you
Sure.
on the discussion this evening, and see if you have any questions that you would like to ask Hurdie, and see if he can't help us grow our channels.
And they can ask anything they like.
So let me look through my notes. For those of you who don't know, this is my daily planner, and I keep so many notes. Half the time, it's a verse that Prepper Dog has read me or something, and But I know back in here, I have 5 things. Okay, so attention-grabbing video titles. Easy. They have to be easy to see. They have to draw curiosity, and so there's a 3-element rule for thumbnails, and you don't want too much clutter. You don't want too much text, and this guy says 3 to 4 words max, and don't put the face too small on the frame, and then facial expression doesn't match the emotion of the title. You said, so if you put your picture up and you're trying to emote an emotion and that's what you're capturing with the words, make sure the 2 match. So if it's something sad, you aren't laughing, et cetera, et cetera. But let's see if we have any questions here.
So while they're looking for questions, Lee, the custom thumbnail is pretty important because the custom thumbnail is kind of a pretext to what that video is about in an image form, right? As opposed to just choosing one of the 3 options off your video. I use Canva. If anybody, for $12.95 a month, you can get a pro membership, and they already have all the different sizes you need for YouTube. I highly recommend you build your graphics on Canva, but there's other good ones. Microsoft has a good program that a lot of people use, but I like Canva.
Okay. So let me see. LG says, I always like to hear about the gospel, God, etc., because I am so new to it and don't really know many people who believe in God. And, I think that's quite true. And in my faith, we believe in evangelizing by example more so than evangelizing by, handing people tracts or reading to them or anything else. We try to win them. We try to love them into the church rather than some of the other methods that you may see around. So that's kind of where we differ a little bit.
Yeah, and I think, Lee, that another add-on to that is that they don't say it verbally, but the Beatles claimed in 1963 that God was dead because they were so popular, right? And what's carried through in culture is that because society's become so easy from the standpoint of technology, right, and instant gratification, there's no need for God. We are the gods, right? We're in charge of everything goes on in our own life, so therefore, God is kind of dead, right? That's where the culture is right now, in my opinion.
Yep. No,
in my opinion, may not need anything. So
I was going to. There was a discussion. I have a couple emails that come in the morning to start my day off with, and there was a discussion this morning about how the USA has basically gone against everything that we were framed to be for, and that this could be the downfall of the U.S. simply because of our moral conduct has totally changed. Okay, welcome Bouger Prepper, another one of my favorites. And Charlotte Pepper is another favorite as well. So would you do me a favor and just on your channel, take a look at how many subscribers you have and just post that up for us and let us know how many subscribers you currently have. And let's see if we can't get somebody over that limit tonight and get them to the next one. We want to get everybody to at least 1,000 because that's where you get monetized, I think. Is that right, Hurdie?
They really want to see a certain amount of hours and a certain amount of subscribers, right? So, and Google keeps changing that rule. So I will post that back to you, but I believe it's 4,000 hours of watch time a year, right? And 10,000 subscribers for live on mobile. But then you're into monetized because you've got like over 3,000 subscribers, but you've got like close to, last time I looked, like 10, 12, 17 hours of watch time. So Google likes that. Okay.
Yeah.
So it just depends what the flavor of the day is with them. If they see a channel that's really rocking, they'll sometimes go ahead and say, hey, we like what this guy's doing. Let's get him in the loop. Right. And you know that you'll start getting emails when you get close. Google will start missing.
So we've got Lori's Thrifty Kitchen Pantry has 91 subscribers right now.
Get her 10.
Prepping by Faith, would you do me a favor? Can we get her link up so everybody can subscribe to her? Let's get her over 100 tonight. We've got to get that done. 4,000 watch hours. Thank you, Prepper Dog. And Prepper Dog came out, had another thing he said here earlier, I think is worth, that I think is really worth mentioning, and that is, that the elites in our society think they are the gods. And, I'm reading a book, and it's called The 5,000 Year Stretch. And it's talking about our founding fathers and some of the things that were put into. Okay, so here's Lori's Thrifty Kitchen Pantry. And if everybody would subscribe to that, I would be greatly appreciative. Let me see if I can't get that up there too.
Cool. And I see it.
See it? Okay.
Yep.
So if everybody'd be kind enough to subscribe to that, let me get that back up. Let's get her over 100. And if somebody just keep an eye on that and let me know when we get her over 100, I'd greatly appreciate it.
And Lee, I like the way you're going about this, becoming an influencer to the actual community, right? Google talks a lot about community in terms of YouTube, and you're doing exactly what the community is supposed to do. You're engaging, you're looking for commonology and other people that do similar things but do different things. You're tapping into them, they're tapping into your energy, vice versa. You're both working, engaging with each other, which brings a lot of collaboration, and that's exactly what makes people really successful on YouTube.
Oh, great. Well, and there's a business doctor who does a leadership course, and he says that givers gain. That in business, the best way to be successful in business is that people come in and feel that they've gotten something of value for their time and effort and money. And, that's what we all need to do is focus on how can we give so that other people can gain. And then hopefully by paying it forward, other people will do the same for other people. And so that's kind of where we are. That's that 11th commandment, that you love your fellow neighbors, you love yourself. Okay. So where are we now with Lori's Thrifty Kitchen at 93 still, huh? Okay, see if we can't get more people up there. Let me so this morning I there was a wonderful, let me get over here real quick to this. So I the Catholic company sends me an email every morning. And so it has, of course, the morning prayer, and then it has the quote of the day, today's meditation, and then the scripture of the day. And so today, there are two fantastic, the quote of the day and the today's meditation were just really superior. And the first one's from St. Padre Pio of Portugal. And he says, where there is no obedience, there is no virtue. And where there is no virtue, there is no good. Where there is no good, there is no love. And where there is no love, there is no God. And where there is no God, there can never be a paradise. And then the meditation today comes from Archbishop Fulton Sheen, page 219 of his autobiography. And it says, a sculptor who wishes to carve a figure out of a block uses a big chisel first, cutting away great chunks of marble and then smaller pieces until he finally reaches a point where only a brush of hand is needed to reveal the figure. In the same way, the soul has to undergo tremendous modifications at first, and then more refined detachments until finally the divine image is revealed. Because mortification is recognized as a practice of death, there is fittingly inscribed on the tune of Duns Scotus, and I love this, bis mortis simul sepultus. I died twice, but was only buried once. When we die to something, something comes alive within us. If we die to ourselves, charity comes alive. If we die to pride, service comes alive. If we die to lust, reverence for personality comes alive. And if we die to anger, love comes alive. So I just thought that was fantastic. And thank you for letting me share that with you. I hope it didn't offend anybody, but just that's how I start my day, is with things like that. So, Nene, how are we looking as far as subscribers to Nene's Prepping Kitchen? And Lori's at 95. Come on, we need 5 more people for Lori's Thrifty Kitchen Pantry. And I think I'm fairly certain we can get her there. And Nene's got a great one too. Nene, you're in Michigan, aren't you? I know Prepping by Faith is in Colorado, and Charlotte Prepper is in the southeast. I've forgotten where. Pepper Dog's in Georgia. I think Nene's in Michigan. Any questions for Hurdie on what you might do? So he was telling me that I was making a mistake, that I was putting my tags in the description box and in the tag box, and that Google doesn't like that. They can, what would you say, cancel each other out, Hurdie?
Well, yeah, let me reword that. Where they prefer you to put your tags is in the tag box, right? You can put hashtags in the description box, and if you put the location of where your video was shot, it'll end up in a blue highlight underneath the video on YouTube, and it'll query all the videos shot in that area. So I would say that you've got tags, and then you can add hashtags if you want within the description box of the video. It wouldn't hurt to put a few in there, like when you do a YouTube short. It now gets added to your channel, which means you have to go back into your channel and optimize the video with the title and the description. But you also put the hashtag shorts in a short video in the title right now, even though Google knows what it is. By the way, any videos on your channel now that are less than 60 seconds will be considered a short from now on YouTube. So it'll query that into a short playlist. And why people...
Susan's Ramblings is at 146. Let's get her over 150 tonight if we can. And one of the other things that Hurdie was telling me was, when you do a video playlist, if you take another video and you save it to your playlist, and somebody clicks on it from your playlist, you actually, and I hope I get this right, you actually get credit for the time they spent watching that video on your account rather than the other person's account.
Okay, so let's back up. If you add a video from another channel to a playlist on your channel, they still get the traffic credit, but it helps your channel because people are being introduced to your channel because they're watching a video that you've placed on your channel. So okay, that's the difference. Okay, but a lot of people do add other playlists or other videos to a playlist on their channel because they like the content. Like me, for instance, I'm not out reinventing the wheel with YouTube tutorials. If I find a good tutorial on YouTube that shows how to use Google Shorts, I put it on my channel. I just add it. I go, heck with this. I'm not going to make a video about this. There's already a great one out there. And it's got a lot of views and watch time. So I'm going to give this guy credit, go subscribe to his channel, help him out, and just add that back to my channel. So, you know, it's almost becomes kind of like a fun game. But the importance of playlist is, once you create a playlist, is knowing how to go back in under customization and shelving that content into, you're allowed 12 shelves of content. So if you have one that says how to store food, right, that could be a whole playlist shelved on the channel. The next one might be how to build a fallout shelter. That could be a playlist. right?
Uh,
And so you can shelve up to 12, and those playlists become their own URLs. So you could actually share a URL to a single playlist off your channel back out in a newsletter and say, check out how to build a fallout shelter. There's 4 short videos, right? Here's the
okay.
whole URL. And that's how you gain subscribers and more traction and more traffic is. And by the way, don't be static. Don't sit on your laurels on YouTube and think just because you're on the second largest search engine that everybody's going to find you. Get your content out in your newsletters, your blogs, your other social imprints, right? Or social platforms. Get those links out there, except for places like Facebook, where you should go ahead and take the same video you put on YouTube. You should go ahead and upload it to your Facebook account also, so you take advantage of the algorithm on Facebook's video platform. There's a program called Tubebuddy. You can have the paid version or the free version on Chrome, which allows you, when you upload to YouTube, to automatically upload it to Facebook at the same time. And so they kind of save you some time. So for some of you, might go look up Tube, Tube, Tubebuddy. It's a real good program.
Oh, good. Thank you. Okay, so it looks like Lori's, what was it? Lori's Prepper Kitchen? No. Lori's Thrifty Kitchen Pantry is at 98. We just need 2 more to get her over 100. Let's see if we can't get her over 100. That's our goal for tonight. Get her over 100. Still at 96. Okay, we need 4 more to get Lori over 100. Hi, Sassy Gal. Welcome. Good to see you. You had a good one out today, too. Gosh, today I just kind of spent all day watching stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Apocalyptic Ben, welcome. Maggie L B. Let me tell you something. There's so many. Gosh, there's so many. But last weekend, Maggie and I had a nice long talk, and what a pleasant person. And and so she and I were talking about how to build a prepper community, and what she's doing in Central South Florida is just unbelievable. So she's a lot more charming than I am. She attracts people a lot better than I do. So welcome, Maggie. Always good to see you. Bouger Prepper, I just wish Bouger lived a lot closer so we could hang together. And yep. Hey, Apocalyptic Ben, do me a favor. Check your channel and tell us how many subscribers you currently have. You want me to, hey, Maggie, would you be comfortable coming on and answering Charlotte Prepper's question about how you organize your local community? Would you feel comfortable doing that? Okay, let me send you a link.
Well, you want me to stay here with you? I can.
Yeah, you can stay. We can put 3 on. If I can find out how to do it. We'll find one here.
I think when she clicks on the link, she'll show up. If you click one of the tiles that show it.
Yeah, there's got to be 3 in there to do it. So if you'll just click on that link, Maggie. Yeah, you got to be on cam.
Camera fear, baby.
And look at me. I was talking with Helen today, and she said, "Have you seen your hair lately?" And I said, "No, I haven't really been looking. Although I keep pushing it over the years and everything." And she said, "You're in desperate need of a haircut." And I said, "Okay, I will. I'll get a haircut." But so can you click on that link, Maggie, if you want to join us? Or you don't have to. Now, I embarrassed somebody once and offered, and they weren't set. Oh, there we go. There's that long hair. In 5 minutes. Okay, that sounds good. That sounds fair. Okay, so let me see. We've got, where are we? Maggie, and then Nene's. Nene, how many? Yes, I am growing my beard back. So it's been a cacophony of errors. I'm surprised that I haven't been charged mega dollars So the first was I was scheduled to have my implants done the 22nd, I believe, of May, and I fell and broke my hip. And so 2 weeks before that, and the orthopedic surgeon said, no, we can't do anything like that as far as the trauma to your mouth. Chances of infection, too much stuff going on. So we're going to postpone that. So then everything was going great, and I was going to have all 17 teeth pulled and the implants put in on the 20th of July, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, 20th of July. And on the 19th, the evening of the 19th, Helen came down positive with COVID. So I went and showed up, and I said, hey, I don't have a driver after the anesthesia, and I've shaved so you have easy access to my mouth. And but he says, no, we're not going to take you. We can't do anything for you because you've been exposed to COVID. So that afternoon I tested positive, and that was the same day that the president tested positive. And then of course, Prepper Dog, my limited time on the video, he came down with it approximately the same time. I think the two of us have been kind of undergoing it, the same circumstances at the same time. So now it's rescheduled for the 22nd of August. I've already made 2 payments on the loan, and because to have full implants, top and bottom, is going to cost more than a Ford F-350.
Yep.
So, okay, we need 2 more to Lori's Thrifty Kitchen Pantry, and Prepping by Faith. Can we get her up there one more time? Lori's Thrifty Kitchen Pantry, please. You're a champ. Gosh. Okay, and then the Maggie L B link. And then she's going to be coming back from taking her dogs out. I found out that we're competing with Pinball Preparedness, that he has a standing 8 o'clock live every Saturday. And so I left Big's Family Prep to come back to do this. And she went over to Pinball Prepping. And so I know he's got a very big following, and he's one of those that does a lot of the more analytical. He's ex-military intelligence too, by the way. And, maybe we need to take a look at the when we come on for this. So let me know what you think. Should we change the time so we don't compete with pinball, or are you all happy with the time that we're doing it now? And we've kind of started a habit, and see if we keep it that way. Let's talk about hooks, Hurdie. How do we keep people engaged online, in communications or comments on the, because I know the number of comments and likes and all that kinds of stuff goes into putting your video up higher on the search list. So, well, thank you, Pepper Dog. Appreciate that. So what hooks can we get to keep people involved, engaged in chat, in comments, etc.?
Yeah, so part of what the Creative Studio talks about when you go through the Google Academy, right, is you have to reach out. This is not a one-way street with the stop sign at the end. It's a two-way street. And I tell people all the time, go look at other channels, subscribe to them, start commenting on other people's stuff, let them know how great they are about what they're doing, especially if you find information that's useful, let them know that. Those people will immediately generally come back and subscribe to you, because generally they see a camaraderie and they're trying to build the same thing. So that's how the community thing starts. Also, reply to all your comments on your channel. For those people who have really popular channels, it takes some work, right? Because you got to pay attention on a daily basis who's commenting. Be sure to reply to those comments, and make sure that if you're not subscribed to their channels, you go subscribe to their channel and do them the same favor they've done for you. And that little thumbs up underneath the video, if you want to help yourself on your search, make sure you click the like or the thumbs up underneath the video on YouTube. That lets Google know that the people really do like this video. That it's all about engagement, community. It's always been that way. People just get in a hurry to put all their cool stuff out, but they fail. The second leading failure of a YouTube channel is when they don't go out and find common people that can help them and collaborate with them and show their work off, and give them credit. Like I said, I don't have to teach YouTube Shorts. I just let some of the YouTube people that are really good at it teach it through my channel by sharing their video and subscribing to their channel.
So I've got a question for you here, Hurdie, by Prepping by Faith. Can you see
Okay.
it?
Yep. Hurdie, how do you feel about collabs? I feel like the panel discussions have really helped my channel grow. Yeah, because I think what you're going to see even in the more future is you're going to see with this YouTube Shorts thing. I'm not a prophet, and I'm not going to. I can only tell you what I think where it's going based on the years I've been doing this, and that is that you're going to see more of these type of things built into these channels. YouTube is being competed against right now. Rumble, TikTok, Instagram. There's a reason why everybody has video platforms. It's because they keep people on their channels and the bounce rate down. So yes, you have to take advantage of the tools that Google starts introducing on the channel, right? And even if you don't know how to use them, try them. Like, for instance, I'm not looking at Lee's chat because I didn't want to loop back on myself when he invited me on. But you can even monetize Lee by clicking on the little $ underneath his chat. If he so chooses to let you know that, you could compliment him with a payment of some sort right from Google, right on the chat, and he gets that money as a way to keep the channel building and growing. So there's all sorts of things you can do to engage, collaborate, but I like it. Yes, absolutely. I know
Yeah.
that's a long answer, but it's important. It's the key to what you're doing here tonight. You're proving that influence and collaboration works. Okay,
Yeah.
it just does.
And I think if I can read a little bit into Prepping by Faith and what she does, she brings on some very interesting people and interviews them. So
Absolutely.
I see that as once again in this community that we have here of if I'm going to be invited somewhere and somebody's going to interview me, then chances are I'm going to let all my subscribers know, hey, watch for me. I'm going to be on this channel and be interviewed. So now what I'm doing is I'm carrying over my followers to that channel and they subscribe there. And then at some point in the future, it'll be a vice versa. So anytime I think you collaborate with somebody else and invite them on and interview them, you're going to gain some of their following naturally.
And I would even go a step further, since you've got people already creating content. Like me and you are sitting here and you're basically got me on with you. When this is over, you're going to get a copy of this, right?
Right.
Well, if you sent me a copy of this video, I could literally strip the audio out, go to Anchor, which is the Spotify free podcast platform. I could upload that audio. We could create a channel there and then automatically get it where it's loaded onto Apple and Google's podcast platform as an audio, and then share that link back to go check out my YouTube channel. So, how deep you want to go, how far do you want to dive in? But I always tell people, phase 1, it's a good channel. Phase 2, optimize channel. Phase 3, add different things. Look for your audience. Go find out where are they listening to a podcast in their car. Are they listening to the audio? These big talents that are on Rumble that are video are always offering the audio after the show, right, on Apple or Google or somewhere. So some of you that are interviewing, you might consider going to Anchor. It's a free podcast platform, but it also automatically uploads your podcast to Apple and Google once you go through the approval process.
And LG, yes, those were super chats he was talking about. But
yeah,
we've got a question from Susan's Ramblings here, Hurdie. It says, so should be concentrating on shorts?
Both, yes, especially shorts. It's on your cell phone. It's under the YouTube app on your cell phone. You simply go down to the bottom. If you have an Apple, there's a plus sign. You'll see YouTube Shorts. You just click it, and then you tap the 15 to make it 60 or 15 seconds. But there's tons of tutorials out there, and I'm telling you, get some shorts going because they immediately go to your channel and then go back to your channel when they're up there and optimize those.
Now, do shorts get monetized?
that's boy, now you just asked me a loaded question, okay? And I don't want to go into take up all the time answering that, but the
Okay.
answer is yes and no. Okay. I could take a piece of this video, 15 seconds, if you gave me permission on your YouTube channel by not unchecking a box. If you didn't check it or uncheck it, I could take 15 seconds, use this as an intro on one of my videos, and if I get enough traffic on it, yes, I can monetize that. Okay. So, and a lot of people are stealing, okay, wrong word. A lot of people are taking people's content and like a cat video that's got 15 gazillion views and taking a piece of it and then monetizing that for themselves.
Yeah.
Do I think that's wrong? Yeah, yes, I do. But this is, I'm saying, when YouTube tells you when they're trying to increase traffic and they're doing all this stuff, they're telling you to focus on this right now. Long tail, long play videos like you're doing are important, but so are shorts right now, and they really do drive a lot of traffic.
Yeah. So like Prepper Dog, has his verse at the end of every one of his longs.
Perfect.
So if he were to take that verse that he gives at the end of his long one and turn that into a short, then he's basically got two on the same content, and one can lead towards the other, right?
Absolutely. So
Okay.
the fact I love about trailers is you could use shorts as a way to say, hey, I'm a prepper on this. This is my specialty. Boom. Check out my YouTube channel, but give them a hook. Don't
Yeah.
just ramble. Give them something. I think my last short, I basically said, hey, did you know you could come to my channel and take my content and make a short out of it and make money? I don't think so. And that's how I hooked them with my with my little short. So have fun with that, but learn it. Don't be scared of it, but go check out your YouTube app and click on shorts, and you'll be surprised.
Now, and one of the things, and this is a big problem I have, is I talk too much. But my videos average like 10 to 12 minutes, and as much as I try to get them down short as possible, I don't. But I believe the average view time is less than 5 minutes for most people. Is that right?
What's a percentage though? Yeah, the percentage is what you need to look at in your analytics. And I would say this: there's nothing wrong with longer content. People have been misinformed. Oh, it needs to be short because the shorter it is, the more watch time. And I'm telling you, Google's one of the few search engines that actually has SEO built into video, right? You don't
Yeah.
see this on a lot of other platforms. So if the title's right and the content's good and people are interested in watching it, yes. But I will tell you that no matter how good we are on YouTube, this is a great way to find out what videos are trending, what videos you need to revamp, start over, get rid of, do it. It's through your analytics. And you've got great analytics on your channel. Great analytics.
And my problem is, and Hurdie and I are working on this. I'm going to learn. He's got me a editing program that I'm taking a course on. But Prepping by Faith, I want to disagree with you because, let me see, she says here, I think she's responding me too in the fact that she's saying she's too verbose. And I want to disagree because I've got this book I'm reading called Hook Point on how to make good YouTube videos. And you do something through your editing that I can't do, and that keeps people interested. And in this video, it said, or in this book, and then in the video that I've watched about it as well, it says that every 7 to 10 seconds, you need to change either the camera angle or the picture or something. And Apocalyptic Ben talked about it a little bit earlier. We have a very short mindset mentality, especially on watching things. So if you don't change things on a regular basis, every 7 to 10 seconds, people can get bored. So you do a wonderful job of editing. If you want to see some great editing, go take a look at Prepping by Faith. She does fantastic. So I don't want to disagree with you there. I think you do a fantastic job of editing, and that's what keeps people engaged in watching more and more.
Yeah, learning or learning how to use a single camera to make it look like you've got 5 is real simple. You shoot like a short clip face on, and a little bit from the side, then you put it all together, or you add a video inside a video. I haven't seen her stuff. I'll go look at it, but I'll bet you she uses some cool jump cut stuff and all that, and some cool transitions. So yeah.
Oh, look at that. Lori's at 99. We need one more person to subscribe to Lori.
After the show, I've got her link. I'll go and subscribe to that channel. Okay.
Then we can get Lori to 100. Fantastic. You're absolutely right, Peaceful Monkey. You got to keep it interesting and change up the videos, change up your presentation, and keep people engaged that way as well.
And Lee, I would say, and I mean to interrupt you. Go ahead,
No,
and
go
I'll
ahead.
jump in.
No,
I was going to say, use your other social platforms to create some trailers, just little short videos directing them back to a main URL on YouTube. Like say, hey, go check out my YouTube channel. It's about preppers, blah, 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 whatever you want to say. And then just use that trailer, upload it to Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, but put your YouTube link and ask people to go over and check out some of your videos and comment. Right. So
every time I upload a video, I share it to Twitter. And so I have gotten some people that way. Yes. Okay. Let me catch back up here. Let's go back up here. A lot of good discussion in here among the viewers tonight. Let me see if I can't get up here. Okay.
I get a question. There's a question, Lee. What is a good editing tool?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
I think we just I don't have it in front of me. Maybe you can remind me which one it is. Called Open. There's an open source video tool I just downloaded to check out for Lee that is fairly easy, and it works on both Apple and on Android, Google, whatever, and it's the same thing. So
it's called OpenShot.
OpenShot is a relatively simple editing tool. It has great tutorials. And there's great tutorials on YouTube how to use it, and it's fairly simple. Editing is a discovery process. It's a learned discovery process. It is, I do this wrong, and then I do this wrong, but I learn from that wrong and make this better. Listen, you got to just be really patient with the learning curve.
Yeah.
But it's fun to learn.
My personality, I'm afraid of failure. So I'm afraid to start because I'm afraid it'll be too technical for me.
Well, embrace it because you're going to make mistakes and the good thing about video programs today is you can undo all your mistakes immediately. So if you deleted the video, you can get it right back.
Oh, okay. Yes, you're absolutely right, Pepper Dog. You have done some recent ones outside, and it's been a very pleasant change. And you get to see the beautiful area you live in. And I've really enjoyed the ones on your garden and you and your wife working in the backyard. That's been fantastic as well. So, and I think that when you do that, Prepper Dog, that's a lesson all of us can learn is when you're out in nature and working in your garden, you always seem a little bit more upbeat and alive and a sense of excitement about what's going on around you. So, and that catches, that's contagious in your videos. And thank you very much for that. Can I click on your link in a short?
Can I click on your link in a short? I don't sure understand what the question means, but yes, once the short is done, it automatically gets put on your YouTube channel, so you can go back and share that link anywhere you like from your channel. Okay, I guess that's what you're asking, I think.
So, okay, so now Maggie's back, and I'm going to put the link up for her again. And so the question that we're going to ask Maggie, and I think it was Charlotte Prepping, was how did you organize your group, and tell us a little bit about that. So there's the link there for you, Maggie. Yep. And I think Lori's extremely happy. She's over 100 as of tonight. That is fantastic.
Yeah, and by the way, I just saw something come across the chat on the StreamYard, and that is people are using their phones to become, you know what? I see my business as a publishing business, not just a business, right? We are in the publishing business today. We're in the news business, if you want to make it a simple way to say it. And so what happens is that your mobile device, whether it's an Android or whether it's an iPhone, is a publishing tool. And you are right, there is tons of good video applications on these phones today that make it simple to edit and upload and share directly to your channel. So I am a big believer, and I think that's why YouTube created Shorts on the mobile phone, is because they wanted people to start pounding on that mobile device, right, and get them
Yeah.
addicted to the YouTube stuff.
I'll have
Right.
to look that up.
Okay, so Maggie's with us, and Maggie, the question is, I've been kind of bragging about our conversation about your group and how
Aw.
you kind of formed it and how you cohese at your meetings. You start off, tell us how you start off, transition into the learning, and then end with a social gathering, if you will.
Originally, it was just a couple girls down the street. They were kind of in a situation, and I helped out. And it was one thing after the next. One of the ladies' husbands died, and it was just being there as a community, helping people out. Sometimes just listening to them and finding out what their needs are. Then I started a little group. We got together. All but one is a Christian. So then I asked, can we say a prayer? Then we did a little bit of a Bible study. We do about 3 chapters. And then we play cards. We talk about, I kind of am the one to fill in with what's going on in our community, what's going on in the news, where things potentially are going. And I try not to scare them. It's more of, well, if it does go this way, what can we each offer? Get some insight, and just mostly listen to what the people in the community are able to give. You get a lot of one-on-one. People will say, hey, I'm really worried about this. What do I do? So just be upbeat, help them see past any, I guess, stress. I mean, this is stress, it's stressful, but we can't let that consume us. So finding something positive to look out for, and then feeling like, all right, I'm not alone in this anymore. We all bring something to the table. Maybe some of us bring food. Maybe other people bring more knowledge of gardening, things that are useful. And then also community effort to look out. So we're actually just starting to talk about needing a neighborhood watch. And hopefully we're going to invite one of the HOA members who's on the board. We're going to invite him to some of the events.
Oh, good.
We actually rent it out. Well, not rent it. It's free here at our country club, one of the little rooms. So we're going to do another event, and I want to do more of that, building the community, building awareness, not gloom and doom, but something positive. And there's 3 other people that I know that live further out in our community that they don't come to those meetings, but we get together. So, like I said, a lot of times it's going to be one-on-one, because some people are more aware than others. Some people have different fears. And, just because somebody's older and they don't have the ability financially or whatever to bring food, they do at least bring a watchful eye, because it's not, even in a gated community like ours, it's just a small, some of us are in condos, some of us are in homes, and there's a breakdown. We're in Orlando, so we just had another shooting downtown. And yeah, it's everywhere though. So and the police are really spread out. So it's, your first call isn't always 911. Sometimes it's to a neighbor. Sometimes just having people come out of their houses when things are going on, it deters things. So what is it? Neighborhood Watch? No.
Yeah.
What is that? No, there's an app for the neighborhood. What is it called?
Oh.
I don't remember. Sorry.
Okay. You'll email it to me, and then I'll
Yep.
add it in the description box down below.
Okay.
But Van City, welcome. Gosh,
Hey,
another one of my favorites.
I watched it.
Huh?
I watched Van City.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Van City Prepper, just a real quick question. Did you see all the activity going on in the New Madrid fault line today? A whole bunch of activity there. What real quick, do you think I should be concerned about that, or just it's normal spatial geometric density peppers? A doctor in what's it called? Volcanism and earthquakes and all that kinds of stuff. Gosh, I wish I had half her brain. But anyhow, okay. So it looks like we're coming up at that time. Thank you so much for joining us, Maggie, and thank you for giving. I think Charlotte Prepper was the one who asked that, and it sounded like she was very happy with the response.
Good.
And
Glad I could help.
I'm sorry?
Glad I could help.
Oh, fantastic. And Hurdie, I think people were very happy to have you here and give us your expertise. And so now that you're in town, I hope your mom does very well. I hope it's nothing too serious. Which hospital?
She's at Baylor Scott and White, right up the street.
The one down here where my parents were?
One in Round Rock, right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
We'll definitely include you in prayers.
So I just have a couple of requests for you. Number one, let's pray for Hurdie's mother, who's been hospitalized here in the greater Austin area. Number two, Big's family prep. She's been talking the last 2 days, and Cynthia, her son is a tanker, and he's been deployed to an unknown European region as a tanker with his tank. And she was talking yesterday and today both that there's a young private first class who's the loader. That's the lowest person in the tank. And he doesn't have any family at all. And so she's asking if we can kind of get together, and she's going to pay for the shipping of anything we send them. And usually a medium size one price box, whatever, if anything you get in there for international mail is about $100. So she's going to pay $100 every 2 weeks to send a package to her son and to this PFC. She would also like to have some letters. Just, can we be his extended family and give him some encouragement and some love and some prayers while he's deployed overseas and doesn't have a family of his own. I said, we need to adopt this guy. So if you would do me a favor, Big's Family Prepping, and there's a contact under her about me, and give her an email. If you can pledge $5, $10, I'm going to pledge to help offset some of the shipping costs. Because that can be. I used to own a shipping company, so I know what shipping costs are, and that can be kind of expensive. So I'm going to try to help her with the shipping costs. But if y'all would just kind of, as a community, if we can adopt this young man and bring him up and lift him up in our hearts, that would be fantastic. So I think it's time that we get ready to leave. And with that, I always like to end these with two things. Number one, remember that we're all in this together, so we can come out and survive the other end together, because togetherness is the key. And as Moses said, this is how you shall bless the Israelites, say to them. And this is Numbers 6, verses 24 through 26. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord let his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord look upon you kindly and give you peace. So the peace of the Lord I give to you this evening. Amen. And please stay safe. And thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for supporting your fellow creators. And, let's do everything we can to help each other as we survive whatever's going to happen. So thank you all. Take care. Good night.
Thanks.